You're watching France24. It's time now for our daily look at the international papers. Lana Camorier joins me in the studio.
Hello.
Good morning, Lana.
Good morning.
Let's start with Burma.
Yes, it's in good place in today's international papers, and most interestingly, it's the role of Burma's neighbors in the crisis that's being discussed as well. Two articles tackle China's crucial role in this crisis. In French daily Le Monde, we have an editorial titled "The Hour of China," saying the Burmese crisis is a test for Beijing. It will reveal whether China's ready to start playing a more active international role, to shoulder its responsibilities on the international scene. In the Times of India, we also have an article questioning China's new international role, notably its military might. This article comments the secrecy surrounding China's arms spending, saying Beijing constantly downplays its defense budget and that the US and India are becoming increasingly worried because the Chinese army is modernizing very fast. Other articles tackle the Burmese crisis more directly. In Australian daily The Age, we have an opinion piece by Joshua Frydenberg. He was a former advisor to the Prime Minister of Australia, John Howard. He calls for Australia to take the lead in bringing about a regional solution to the Burmese crisis and putting serious pressure on the ruling junta to reform. And lastly, a very good report in today's UK Times about what they call the Secret Gulag set up by the Burmese junta. Reportedly, the former Government Technology Institute in the capital Rangoon has been transformed into what they say is a concentration camp for the victims of the past week's repression. About 1,700 people, so monks, activists, have disappeared. Nobody knows where they are. This article says they could be imprisoned there. The campus is suddenly guarded by soldiers and policemen. Reports say that some monks inside have gone on a hunger strike.
Right, well, Lana, let's move on to Russia now. And Vladimir Putin is looking extremely reluctant to let the reins of power drop from his grasp. What do the papers make of that?
Well, we've got more defense of democracy in the Russian papers, with a searing editorial in today's Moscow Times. Russian President Vladimir Putin said he might go on to become prime minister next year. Well, the writer of this article says that Putin has stripped parties of their power, that he's created a rubber stamp parliament, a rubber stamp Duma that's at the service of the Kremlin, and he denounces what he calls Vladimir Putin's opportunistic, I quote, and hypocritical approach that served only his interests and not those of Russian democracy.
Goodness me, well, searing stuff. What about the French papers, Lana?
More power abuses, but economic ones this time, with a big revelation in today's French daily Le Figaro. The paper says that the CEOs and top shareholders of the European aerospace giant EADS are accused of insider trading. Apparently, there was a massive sell-off right before Airbus announced its delays in delivery, and the stocks plummeted. Apparently, the state knew about this. Then Finance Minister Thierry Breton was also encouraged to sell his own EADS shares. So it's potentially explosive, and it's a new blow to the former government of Prime Minister Dominique de Villepin, which seems to be leaving behind a trail of scandals.
Goodness me. Well, we always try and end the press review, however, with a smile. Lana, give us a warm and fuzzy moment.
A more positive note with a story of sharing this time. During the month of Ramadan, Arabic channels run soap operas that last the whole month. They're very popular. This year's hit is a Tunisian show called Shouf li Hal. It means Find Me a Solution, comical series involving a psychiatrist, a loony fortune teller, and Tunisian expats have been watching it on the internet, in cafes after breaking the fast. So a little bit of sharing could potentially save many a situation.
Thank you indeed, Lana Camorier, for that review of the French papers. Stay tuned to France24.